This game is incredible, unbelievable. What a remake!
Well, if you played it on PS3 and PS4, it's not actually a remake.
Don't be hated. This is rebuilt from the ground up.
You know what? This is actually giving me an idea for another YouTube video.
Good for you.
Hey, there's something wrong with my coffee.
What? What's wrong? With this current gen gaming right underway, it seems more than ever that Sony is really diving into the remakes of much older titles to bring them to life. Like Alone in the Dark, what a game that's gonna be. The Last of Us Part 1. Money. There are some great remakes already out that are a must play, but there are also some remakes coming in the future. And I thought, it's time for another video. So let's run through these 10 PS5 remakes that you must play when some of them come out. In number 10, we don't actually have a remake.
You lying cheat!
Uncharted Legacy of Thieves isn't a remake in any way, it's a remaster, but this game and this franchise in that 60 FPS frame rate is truly the best way to play this game. It's a typical Naughty Dog game when they didn't ruin their franchises, just saying. But the gameplay in that third person view is so much fun, the story is incredible, and Nathan Drake gets a decisive ending to his story arc. Unless they do decide to bring out another game, which I really hope they do. But one thing I love about this game is the puzzles. Yes, they can be a bit hard, but honestly, you will have a lot of fun with this game.
There are Avery and 2 sigils. These are a little different, though.
Whoa.
Okay.
Might do, depending on how stupid you are. If you're like me, you might have to go on YouTube. The combat is some of the most memorable I can remember, and so exciting because it does feel like a movie, and Naughty Dog are known for that. It's even better with the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. Play all of them if you can before you play this, because you won't really build up that amazing relationship with these characters because some of them have been around for years. In number 9, we have a game that I've spoke about numerous times on the channel, and that's Resident Evil 2 Remake. Comparing this to the original PS1 version back in the day, this is completely remade. Yes, it was on the PS2 and the PS3, but damn, when you see the PS5 version, it looks ridiculous. Where games have come from since I was a kid, I couldn't even imagine they would have looked like this. It's a hard game to play as I struggled with ammo. I had to restart the game, so make sure you look through every corner, every room, and try and hold back from using that ammo for no reason at all, just because there's a zombie there.
Need to kill these zombies.
Don't waste your ammo.
I'm not. I've got no more bullets.
You don't listen. You're 31 nearly. 31. There are some massive jump scares, especially when you have to go through those damn corridors where it's dark and you're like,
Jesus, stay back!
it's a free upgrade with the PS4 version if you do have it, so mate, play this game. In number 8, we have a game that you might be surprised that's on this list, Call of Duty. Yeah, as you all know, I'm more of a single player adventure game, but also this isn't a remake of any sort, so this is more of a soft reboot. Let me just say, I used to play Call of Duty back in the day. I loved to play the campaigns, but after I took a few years off Call of Duty, I went back to Cold War and I was like, is that it? Is that how long that is? What the? It was like 3 to 4 hours long. Make a bit more effort.
That's money well spent. Nothing. Oh, a coupon.
I know they focus more on multiplayer nowadays, so the campaign just gets left behind. I'm super impressed with the latest campaign in terms of graphics, the guns, and the environments, especially on that boat mission. This is a direct sequel from 2019's Call of Duty, and this is a soft reboot that has been changed a little bit from the original in 2009. I haven't dug too deep in the story, but we have returning characters such as Ghost, Captain Price, who's a flipping hard dude, and Servant Gaz. There's also been some new characters in the game, which I don't really know. If you're like me and haven't played it in years, this might be a game to get back into. You never know, you might enjoy the multiplayer. In number 7, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake. This will be the game I do play when I eventually do play Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII's remake from what it used to look like back in 1997 is unbelievable. A lot hasn't changed too much in terms of the story of what I've heard, but we are able to see a lot more of Midgar, where the game is set.
Get him, boy!
That's that. Nothing to it.
There is a lot more screen time with the Avalanche members, so we get to dive a lot more into these characters.
This way.
Eventually, I'll be making YouTube my full-time job so I can actually have time every day to play these games.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I know. Something called ambition.
Nice.
I hear there are new boss fights and combat elements as well, new side quests, and a new dancing minigame. In number 6, we have one of the best remade games ever with The Last of Us Part 1. Yes! Amazing! Oh, I know. Oh, Jesus! Let's stop. If you're like me and absolutely love The Last of Us, then this remake is the ultimate way to play this game. Yes, not much has changed, but there are some graphical improvements, and you can tell with all the character models, they have been reworked, and it does look amazing.
Robert.
He knows that we're after him. He figures he's gonna get us first.
Son of a bitch, he's smart.
There have been some adjustments to movements, animations, and of course the NPCs, which were pretty stupid in PS3 and PS4. They have been revamped like the enemies of The Last of Us Part 2, where they would even flank you, which is very, very impressive. There is no doubt that this isn't worth full price if you've played it multiple times on the PS3 and PS4, but if you do have the money or you get it on sale, it's definitely worth a play, because if you're like me and you love the world of The Last of Us, Part 1, not Part 2, this is a remake you have to play. I'm very early on in The Last of Us Part 1 because I'm playing The Witcher at the moment, and damn, I love that game. But with The Last of Us, I can't wait till they remake the remaster of the remake that they've just made from the remake of the remaster. Can't wait for that. In number 5, we have Alone in the Dark, which will hopefully be coming out at some point this year. Am I impressed with this game that has been remade from the original back in 1992, which is my flipping year of birth. Man, I'm getting old. Compared to what this remake will look like, oh my gosh, this is giving me Resident Evil vibes. We can play as 2 characters and we get a variety of cool weapons in the game. And with that very quiet atmosphere of the game, damn, we're gonna need these weapons. The original was made when 3D gaming just came out or was just being introduced. It's going to be crazy to see what they bring in this remake. Back in the 90s, Resident Evil took massive inspiration from Alone in the Dark, and now fast forward how many years, Resident Evil has exceeded and built a reputation on becoming the ultimate horror experience. But hopefully the developers Pieces Interactive have taken this franchise to that next level, and it may even become a regular release, which hey, I wouldn't mind. In number 4, Demon's Souls is probably one of the best remakes ever. Now this is a remake, Neil Druckmann. You hear me? I never played a Souls games, not until Demon's Souls, but looking back at the original, it's crazy how far gaming has come. The original had a sort of dark brownish color to it, and the remake has a much more natural color to it. The lighting and the attention to detail is completely different. From looking at the castle walls from the PS3 version, then having a look at the PS5 version, it's unbelievable. It is crazy. If you're like me and want a challenge, and you think you can do this, then you must give this a try. Maybe. In number 3... oh, the old interrupt me whilst doing a video thing.
Coffee's actually ready this time. But there's something special about this.
What's that? Guys, if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, then you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee to help make this my full-time job. Or if you can't be bothered to go there, you can hit a super thanks right here on YouTube, and that's just as easy. Also, just to let you know, I will be live streaming very soon. Just got a few technical difficulties, but this is all being set up, so I'll hope to see you there where I'll be live streaming once a week. Shut up. Back to the video. Now in number 3, we have Resident Evil 4 Remake that is coming out very soon. And oh my gosh, I think I remember playing this game on my Nintendo Wii. I think that's where I played it. From what I remember, I was so damn scared of this game, and especially when I go into the village and literally everyone would start coming out of nowhere. I have to say, we are also lucky to experience this amazing remake on the PS5. Leon, who's one of the OGs of Resident Evil, will now be able to crouch and seek cover, which is so cool. But not only that, we can actually block attacks, especially with that damn chainsaw. God, that would give me flipping heart attacks all the time. The crafting and inventory has received upgrades. Our knife has been improved with a lot more variety in death animations, I believe, and it's going to be 10 times scarier. So make sure you...
Hey, what's the top?
Hey, stop. You did that deliberately. He tried to scare me. Did you see that? Stop. In number 2, I cannot wait for Dead Space Remake, which I have pre-ordered only for £2 because I never pre-order games because you know what happens with pre-ordered games. Now, the original was one of the best horror games out there, and what I have seen is that we can expect a tense and atmospheric experience through the hull of the USG, a vast mining ship which is now overrun by hostile creatures. Yep, I'm shitting myself already. Help me! We play as Isaac Clarke, which I believe the original actor is returning from number 2 and is voicing the character who didn't have one at all, which I didn't actually know because I never played it. But for people who love the original, this is going to be amazing to see the character that they love to play as now have a voice to it. This is a huge remake because animations have been redesigned, the combat has been improved, but it stays close to the original with its hit point meter placed at the back of his suit, and his inventory and map management is all in real time. The level designs have been expanded, and with areas that were locked off in the original, they have been added into the game. We're going to be finally able to see what were behind those doors. Now in number 1, we have a game that a hell of a lot of people are so excited for, and that is Silent Hill 2 Remake. I never played the original because my mum would never let me play games that were over my age. It was unbelievable. She thought I would become a killer. Can you believe my mum never let me play Tekken, Street Fighter because she thought I would become a murderer? And I said to her as a kid,
I won't kill anyone, I promise.
When I did check out the original, I only could praise the game. When I did look at the comments for the original game, people were just loving this game and just reminiscent of how good this game was. The new one is being made on Unreal Engine 5 and the combat system is getting a complete overhaul. The original looked and sounded so damn scary. I was just amazed at how old this game was. It brought that horror genre to life. Now imagine making this remake now with 3D audio, amazing graphics, wearing a headset. Man, my heart's gonna go up and down. I was scared of Resident Evil Village and people would say to me, yeah, that's not even that scary. I was like,
huh? What about that baby?
Let me know what you thought of the games that I have mentioned, and are there any remakes that I have missed out? Be sure to comment below and let me know. Well, let's take a look at the comment of the day from my previous video. 17 must-play PS5 games with insane graphics. Shout out to Rafi, great video. You should definitely try Returnal, as difficult as it is. The gameplay and combat is incredible, fast-paced and addictive. I 100% agree, Ghost of Tsushima is amazing. Amazing combat system, its online mode is fun, incredible graphics, and the PS5 version to make it even better. Between God of War Ragnarok and Ghost of Tsushima, I can't pick one. I agree with you, Rafi. There are just too many games to pick from. That's why I'm struggling to keep up and make a decision on all these games. But one thing's for sure, I will be playing Final Fantasy soon and Returnal. And also, I did get a comment the other day that you wanted to see some bloopers behind the scenes. So I'm not sure if there is in this video, but there might be some. All right, the video's done. Bloopers. I tend to carry on talking to myself afterwards, even though it doesn't make the final cut. Anyway, let's stop this.
You lying cheat! Come on, it's only on this. People must think I'm so weird doing this and there's no one around here. It's just me in my house.
I tell you, I need to make a YouTube Are we good? Good. For me, from what? How lucky we always. Are we good? So much easier. Now, when I just let me know what you think of the remakes I've.
That's all, folks.